Hi guys, welcome to my videos. So guys, we are already in December 2020. We all know that this year was not like any other year, and it was, I don't want to use any term, we all know what I'm talking about, and everyone has been affected in some way than other. But now the year is about to end, and the good news is the vaccination has been started. We have seen that it has been started in UK and many other countries in queue to start the inoculation. I'm also waiting for the same, and I'm ready. Whenever they call me, I'm gonna get that, no problem. All right. Now, few things I would like to talk on this video. Like, government of Canada has already announced high immigration numbers for next few years in order to recover from the economic downturn from this COVID-19 impact. But is it gonna be so easy? And how people are gonna react to it? I'll come in details. If you see the current travel restrictions, those who have been granted COPR after 18 March under economic category or various other categories where they have not been sponsored by a family member, they are not allowed to come in. Okay, even today they are supposed to send a web form query when they are ready to travel, and then once they get any response with extension or anything, they can travel. But I know many people, I keep getting comment, they have sent various web form queries but they haven't got any update. At the same time, the government of Canada is conducting high number of invitations under express entry. That means down the line, when because now many VFS offices have opened, embassies have opened, so down the line when more offices open, that means more people will be ready to come to Canada. How it's gonna really work, that's something we need to have a discussion with. Okay, now consider a case, somebody who was granted, let's say on March 25, okay, COPR. So basically he is not allowed to come, and now it's expired, he is waiting for its extension. Now there are few questions. First of all, people when they try to move countries, what they do, they'll, in most of the cases, they leave everything behind. They accumulate whatever funds they have, they sell out whatever they cannot move, and they try to start a new beginning. And if at that moment of time you are stuck, you are under various stress. First of all, many people might have resigned from their jobs, many people have sold out their things, and now they have nowhere to go, and they are stranded somewhere. So now if Canada extends the if Canada like allow them to come in now after removing travel restrictions down the line because vaccination is gonna go through, so are they gonna come? Are they in a situation now as they were? There's this is gonna vary in each and every case. Some people may be in the situation that they can move right away. Some people may need even more time to settle the score and then come, and some people decide they would not be in a position to move because of whatever things have gone through. Every case is different. If you go to the grassroots root level, you're gonna find that everyone is under different circumstance, everything is different. So that's not gonna be an easy way to determine who's gonna come and who's not gonna come. Yes, but the new generation that will start submitting application now, and if things get normalized after 6 months because of vaccines, then that will be totally a different story. But these people, those who are trapped here, I don't know what to say about that. But hopefully things turn into something better. Second thing, when Canada opens its borders, like removes restrictions and try to go to the pre-COVID COVID era, definitely economic activities are gonna rise and more jobs are gonna be created. But are they gonna be enough to accommodate the people, those who have been waiting in the backlog? Why I'm telling you this is because right now many people, those who are living here, have lost their jobs and surviving on benefits. So once the jobs return, these are the people, those who are going to go back to the work. And of course, I'm not an expert. It may take some time to revive so that they, so that the economy would be expanded enough to accommodate more people. But as of now, when the economy is shrinking, and if restrictions are lifted and more people come in, I don't know, it won't be a good situation for anyone. But yes, it varies case by case, and I cannot generalize. I'm just sharing my opinion. So again, it won't be an easy task. Next is like backlogs of various spouse sponsorship and all. So yes, spouses are allowed to come, and many have come, many have got their application. So that's a good thing, and uh, that should work out definitely, because people have been stayed away from their loved ones. But yes, many have gone through very long and painful waiting time. But hopefully now when things are opening, it won't be long like before. Next is gonna be that may impact in the longer run is the next election. That is after 4 years in 2023. But many people, those who are waiting for citizenship, may not be happy. And the citizenship backlog is increasing a lot. And at the same time, if I remember the promises made by the government before coming to the power in 2019, that they would make citizenship process free of cost. So even that is gonna be strained a lot. So considering all these, is it gonna be easy to meet the immigration target, or I mean, I'm finding it very difficult in every aspect, considering the impact of COVID-19. And based on my opinion, it may take some time before these Canadian activities return back to pre-COVID-19 era. But yes, I'm not an expert. I have no control on resources or anything. I'm just telling you what is my opinion based on what I read and analyze, based on my understanding, and I'm not an expert in this topic, definitely. But yes, this is my analysis is, and I'll keep you guys updated as things progress. So thanks for watching, guys.